Woohoo! What's up, everybody? All right, we're walking the pits. This is the Weege Show Playoff Edition. Yeah, we're talking playoffs? Playoffs. Oh, hey, that's a cool bike. It's a sad moment. You see that YZ65 right there? That is actually my kid's bike being ridden off right now. That was incredible timing. So Yamaha gave my son Lane a press loaner YZ65 for the last year or so. Back when he got the bike, he was riding quite a bit. You never know how life is going to change. Around 8 years old, he went from loving dirt bikes and BMX and and mountain bikes and all that. And now he's a full-on stick and ball kid. He's got a basketball game tonight. He's got a baseball tournament this weekend. He's not even going to make it to the race. This is how we do content right here. He's not even going to make it to the race, even though this track is a half hour from our house. And symbolically, Yamaha is like, hey, that YZ65 press loan time is up. We need the bike back. And I'm like, I got good news for you. Low hours, barely ridden. And it was such an awesome bike. The first time he got on it, March of 2023, learned the clutch and gears, no problem, had a lot of fun. I had to get back on a 50 to train for the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge that year. Greatest moment of my life. There was a moment where his name was on the top of the qualifying board. Weigandt was actually on top of the qualifying board, that name. But once he got back on the 50 for a few months, then he loved being back on the 50, and I was like, you gotta ride the 65, and we went back and forth, and then he started at the same time playing baseball more and more. Now he's fallen in love with basketball, and here we are. I'm giving the bike back, and he barely rides. So, a little bit of a breakup there. But not as big as some of the others. Any other top name riders giving the bike back? Anyone we can think of? It's been a crazy year. I had a conversation earlier where they're like, hey guys, they're like, can you remember anything like this Prado deal? No, I cannot. I cannot remember anything quite like this. Have we seen riders not like a bike or not like a team or want to move? A million times, yes. But I've never seen a situation where a rider tried to not qualify for a race on purpose. That's what happened at Budds Creek, and you cannot come back, apparently, from that. I don't know if it's him, I don't know if it's them, like they didn't want him to race or he didn't want to race. Of course they said it was mutual, don't they always? But this Prado thing, scholars will still be discussing this decades from now, the Jorge Prado Kawasaki experiment of 2025. But I do want to say this. We're so nice in the media. I would love to lay into the guy. I mean, try to not qualify is bad. And yes, he was blaming the bike in interviews and not taking accountability himself. But that's for you folks to discuss. I think there's a lot of fans that aren't fans of that. But on our side, we have to just be we report, you decide. That's how real journalism is, right? So we've kind of seen that this Prado thing was going to run into the ground. It was pretty obvious. I think Unadilla was maybe the last chance that, oh, this could be something. And then it turned out to be even worse that day, and it's just been a steady downhill from there. But all we could do is just say what happened. The results are bad. Now it's a mutual, not going to race these races with the team. And you guys can have your own opinion on that. Because what we have to deal with at our end is, hey, I'll find you. So what we have to deal with on our end is, you have to remember there are receipts. Jorge Prado, as much as you want to dump on him right now, as much as that was a terrible situation between himself and that team, as much as I would not recommend things to be done the way they were done, he's still a great racer and a great talent, and he's a world champ. And there is a chance by this time next year that he's riding really well. Maybe he's even got race wins under his belt. And you have to remember that those redemption stories happen all the time. The dude's going to be super motivated with whatever he does next. So we're just telling you there's a mutual breakup. I don't think Cowie has anything else to say besides he's not racing. That doesn't mean he's not on the team. That has not been announced yet. I believe that's going to be the inevitable conclusion of this. But you guys can have your own opinion on it. Just be careful, because there is a chance a year from now we're talking about Jorge Prado being really good and winning races, because I don't think at any point, I don't want anyone to get this confused, I don't think at any point this year anyone thought he's actually not good. whatever's going on with the effort level or the bike or the team, I hope no one's thought is that maybe he's just not that good and he can't handle the fact that he can't win. We did not see anything like what he really is capable of. He has too much talent to be getting results this bad, and that's what made the whole thing this intriguing. He's way better than this, and he probably will be way better than this in a results standpoint next year. So that's story number one. Prado's not even racing here in the playoffs. I think a lot of people are wondering about this bike, the number 4, Chase Sexton. Was he going to come back? Obviously, he was super pissed when he left the track at Indiana. I heard some people saying, like, that's it. We know he's not going to be on KTM next year. There's no way he's going to come back and race a couple more rounds. But he is. He's here. He said he actually was banged up in the press conference today, had to take like 2 weeks off. So now he's been back on the bike for about 2 weeks. They did do testing. I checked with Jade, the mechanic. They have been testing on a hybrid track in Florida. So he's trying. He's here. He's back. There was a little Tom Vial drama as well. Vial choosing not to race a moto. They had a shock problem, and he chose not to race the final moto of the year at Budds Creek. So I think a lot of people thought, oh, that's kind of like the Prado thing. You can't come back from that. But he is back. And the shock, he told us today, it's not the same in SMX compared to motocross. He'll be fine. Look at these guys with the danger jerseys. You guys are ready. You guys are ready. But I want to point out one other guy. So we know that Vial's going to be moving to Honda and MXGP next year. Prado's probably going somewhere else. Sexton's going to Kawasaki. And yes, again, I would love to make a bunch of jokes about, isn't it funny that Prado's fighting to get on a KTM and Sexton's fighting to get into Kawi? Isn't that funny? But those guys keep receipts. I'll just give you the material and the facts, and you can laugh about that or joke about that all you want. There's another superstar, big name rider, who is moving to a different team next year. And not under the best circumstances. I'm talking about Eli Tomac. Weege. Eli Tomac wanted to keep racing. He's a legend. He's still fast. He's won races this year. There's no room at the inn for Yamaha. Why? Because they have Cooper Webb, Supercross champ, and they have to move Deegan up to the 450, and Deegan is certainly due his salary and the trappings of the next top 250 guy moving to the 450 class. Is just business. And the difference is, it stayed just business. So Tomac, Colorado native, came to Florida and did SMX testing with the team. He's doing everything he can to give the best possible performance for a team and a brand that he will not be racing for soon in the future. And he's not racing for them because they said, we don't really have anything to offer you. They're still testing with him. He's still testing with them. I think a lot of people remember that Eli Tomac, it ended between him and Kawasaki after many, many years of success. And it wasn't his best year, 2021, but it wasn't as bad as you think. Do you know that Eli Tomac's last ever moto on a Kawasaki, do you know how he did? It was the final moto of the year of the 2021 season at Hangtown, and he won the moto in his last moto on a Kawi. At that point, they probably weren't the biggest fans of him, and he probably wasn't the biggest fan of them. But that's the classy way to do it. He went out winning on Kawasaki, and he's putting in the effort to try to go out. That's how these people do it. That's John Tomac right there. Putting in the effort to try to go out on top, even for a team that he's not racing for. There's been so much talk about the other guys. I don't think there's been enough talk about how that crew's handling it. Class X. Look at this. This is real. It's a Lawrence factory fan zone. This is for reals. This really happens.
Are we on the Weege?
This really happens. Oh yeah. This is real. This really happens. This is not a mannequin, not a model. This is the real Jet Lawrence with the fans. Respect that. That's cool. Friday helps. There's a little more time, but good for them. This show, by the way, is brought to you by the Honda CRF 450R and CRF 250R. Still, even for 2026. There are no changes to the bikes for 2026, but you know what's funny, actually? There's no changes to the Kawi for 26. There's no changes to the KTM line of bikes for the most part for 2026. I wanted to show you a bike here, but I'm locked out. So anyway, Honda's still on board with the show, even here in the playoffs. The early Supercross races, even the first couple motocross rounds on the new Honda that came out for 2025, the Lawrences weren't exactly where they needed to be. Everybody put their heads down and they got it figured out. So we're seeing, like I said, all sorts of situations. We've seen them all before. I just haven't seen some of them go quite the way they have as of late. And I don't feel like Tomac and Yamaha are getting enough credit for still working together. We're not going to be together in Anaheim next year, but we're still going to try to go out winners, testing, riding together. That was pretty cool. And Tomac, by the way, I think he really likes these types of tracks. He really likes to make the money. And you know what's something else? You'd never really hear Eli Tomac talk about being burned out. I don't mean burned out from a I've raced too much or I've been here too many years perspective. But have we ever heard of the Tomac-Epstein-Barr problem? Let me give one more point on the Tomac thing. We know how this paddock works, right? It's very monkey see, monkey do. Everybody's in Florida now. Ricky Carmichael, James Stewart, specifically RC and what he did with Aldon Baker. Everybody's kind of on an RC Aldon-like program. Either Yamaha's literally at Carmichael's old place and Aldon Baker himself is still around. No one ever thought of the Tomac thing. No one ever followed him to, what if we rode with our own deal? Tomac was on Dark Side's Moto X Pod show this week and said, I don't think it's sustainable to be in that scrimmage mode against teammates day after day over the long term. He did his own thing. He probably took rest days that we didn't know about because we didn't know anything about it. He did not ride in the heat of Florida all the time. You never hear about Tomac being burnt out, fatigued. I'm sure there are levels, like any athlete, of good days, bad days. But it's interesting to me, the Tomac group, because they keep everything so quiet to the point where we're not even giving them credit for the class ending to this relationship with Yamaha.
Hey, man.
Hey. Oh, credential.
Yep.
It doesn't look good on camera.
Most media is going through the tower.
Yeah,
coming out on the other side over there.
Go through there? Go through the hallway?
If you want to, but we're kind of in between right now.
Track's cold.
I'm gonna say anything.
All right, my booth is right there, so I'm gonna go this way. I appreciate it. Thank you for understanding. Okay, so let me count the ways on Eli Tomac here. I'm getting to the point of rambling, which I know you think the Weege show is all about, but there's supposed to be a method to the madness. Let's go to the podium, why not? Because the Tomacs do not draw any attention to themselves. There's been so much talk about the Vial Prado Sexton deal over the last month. No one's even thinking about the fact that, oh yeah, Eli's leaving a team and he's just going about his business as usual. Tomac riding by himself, riding at elevation instead of heat. Look at the dividends that has paid, but no one has copied it. It's very much copy, monkey see, monkey do through this sport. I think there's a lot of riding technique actually that Tomac did right, maybe even a little bit innovative. You don't really hear any talk about that. It's more just how hammerhead, how aggressive he is. But a lot of the things about footwork and feet on the pegs and all those things, I've talked to John Tomac about this. They're very proud of the work that they put in on technique. It's weird. Eli gets credit for a lot of things because he's a legend and he's an all-time great, and you could just see the statistics, and everybody remembers beast mode charges, and he's got this great image with the Dale Earnhardt Intimidator number and the mirror goggles, and he just seems like a scary guy. But we know so little that sometimes the obvious stuff we don't even get. So credit to him. He's gonna go all in for these races. He's really good on these types of tracks. He fully admits, he was in the best mood, I think, of anyone in the press conference. He was happy with the dirt being soft because it rained last night, so he's gonna be able to run that scoop tire that he likes. There's a lot of things great about Eli Tomac. Is he gonna win this world championship? I don't know. Jet Lawrence, heavy favorite. But I just like that you're always getting your best out of the guy, regardless of the circumstances. And we probably don't think about that enough. That's the playoff preview brought to you by Honda. A lot of drama in these pits right now. We'll see when the gate drops tomorrow if any of this conjecture makes any difference, or if we're going to see the same Tom Vial, Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, and the rest that we would have anyway. But we know we're not going to see Prado in action. But when you do see him next, he's probably going to be a whole lot better than what you've seen so far this year. Because he's a whole lot better than he's been. Oh, we're doing a show.
Again.
Doing a show.
How many jobs do you have, dude?
Yeah.
Double dudes?
Okay, yeah, I told you, man, if you're not multitasking, you're not tasking.
Hey, let me tell you this.
All right.
Let me tell you this.
All right.
You get a fair amount of credit in the industry because you're great at your job. You don't get enough. You do not get enough. This guy never stops working.
Hold on.
You guys just be grateful. Like and subscribe.
Hold on. I ran the same theory. I'm not trying to say that I'm the same level. Eli Tomac, we all know he's a legend. We all know he's great. He's leaving his team.
Yes.
Do you hear any drama? Is he doing everything he can to do the best he can for his team right to the end?
Would you expect anything less?
That's what I'm saying.
Eli Tomac, all class.
I don't think he gets enough credit for
All
that.
class.
All class, exactly.
Yeah, and behind the scenes too. When
Yep.
we were teammates at Cowie, just
He was not a jerk?
Not at all.
You see?
Not at all.
As much as
Class
everyone
act.
loves Eli, I don't think we give him enough credit
It's
for that.
justified. So let's put you and Eli in the same category.
Okay,
Let's take
okay.
You both to the moon.
Stop. Show's over.